Let me be here to see when we go live. I think we are live now. I think we are live. If you can hear me, please say hi. Please, if you can hear me, say hi so that I know that we are live. Mhm. Anyone there? Mm. Whatever reason, I can't tell. But I think we are live. And I can also say,
You mean on YouTube, right?
yeah, the fact is also that for whatever reason, I can't see the chat box and I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
But I think we are live. I also can't see you. I can't see you guys. I don't
You
know if-
will see me in a bit, but let me
Okay,
just
that's okay.
I'm
Just I
trying
just wanted to
to
be sure
switch
that.
to I want to switch to my laptop. I was on my phone before, but um
Okay, great. One of my
can you
darlings
see
just
me?
sent me a message that they can see me. So I think that we can just shoot from there. Let me see if I can see you. I think I can
Okay.
see your what's it called now? I can see your just your name, but I can't see your face. Hopefully I'll see it
You can't
soon.
see my face.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see?
I can see like your name. It's just saying Coach Toby Lobas or Toby Lobs.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like I can't see a video.
I can see myself and I can see you.
Okay.
Let me switch it off
So
and on again.
Toby Lobas or Toby Lobs. Right? Okay, now I can see your face.
Okay.
Great, now I can see your face. Okay. Good day, everybody. And thank you for joining us for yet another amazing time of learning, of inspiration. Okay, now I can see chats on YouTube. I couldn't see it before when I see it. Okay. So thank you for joining us on another exciting time, inspirational time, enlightening time on building bridges. We are here because just in case you're joining us for the first time, we are here because we want to continually put before our faces what works and know what does not work with respect to marriage and relationships. And I say this because we are getting, to a phase or an environment where everything just seems to go. In fact, I was at an event yesterday and someone was talking and said, just do whatever pleases you. And right there, my heart was just quaking that, okay, even though it wasn't particularly about marriage, but I realized that you can't do you can't do what pleases you to at least make your marriage work. And I don't think any other area of life works that way, you know. But I know that in context that can have its own meaning. But in literal form, it wasn't just working for me. That sound of do you. So here we are here to see people who are living and breathing, the ideal marriage environment. These people are not perfect. So they are not here to tell you how they have done, you know, their life is perfect and flawless. They're just here to tell you how intentional they have been on their journey and how far God has brought them by virtue of that intentionality. So, welcome with me, my guest today, the Olumide-Ajayis. And yeah, you are welcome. If I still I'm just seeing myself and I don't know why. Hello, Toby, can you hear me?
You can't see us.
I don't know why it is just me I'm saying, but
Ah,
okay, so welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited to have you guys and thank you for the opportunity to host you um today. I'm super
thank
grateful because
you
I
for
know that
having
sharing
us.
your time is not yeah, I value your time and appreciate that you are on this we're in the same field anyway. Toby is also a marriage coach and counselor. So but then like I always say, marriage is not what we say, it's what we do. So they are going to tell us not going to see from what she says or coaches or counsels. She's going to tell us from, an dear husband of how they are living the journey itself. So welcome with me, the Olumide Ajayi. Drum rolls. If I can't see your comments, we are not starting. Where are they? I've not seen anybody chatting, or you people should just I want to see your chart. Are you excited? So that will start. Okay, okay. I'm looking out for your chart. I can't see it yet. Okay, I can see someone say greetings. Welcome the Ajayis. Yes, thank you. And it's also an Ajayi that is saying welcome the Ajayi. What's that? Yeah, our last name is also Ajayi. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Adewumi. Okay, so let's shoot. I'm just going to be asking you a couple of questions. We're just going to be listening to you. Feel free, express yourself, enjoy yourself. Like my last guest on this program, I've also not met Mr. Olumide Ajayi before. But every time I see a woman before the camera and what they embody, I just imagine in the heart of my spirit who is grooming this precious, woman before my face. So I know that we can see your works through your wife, and I know that your own field that some of us might not have been open to, but I've not maybe seen directly or indirectly. You're also doing great in your space. So welcome. It's good to see you, Sarah.
Thank you very much, madam. It's good to be here.
Okay.
And once again, we do apologize that we joined very late. Please pardon us.
That's okay. I understand how Nigerian drama and traffic can be. So, that's okay. We are here now. Okay, so I'll just be asking a couple of questions. The first I want to ask is for you guys to tell us how long has this glorious journey of marriage been for you?
17 and counting. 17
Oh,
years.
awesome. I love it. Okay. And do you want to tell us briefly how you met?
How we met. Okay, so we met in school, university.
Hmm.
I was in, okay, I think we were both newbies, but he was entering with A level, so he was entering 200 level while I was in 100 level. So we're doing registration and all that together. And that was how he spotted this beautiful baby girl. And then it was just like, is this babe? And it just had to, find a way of meeting me and talking to me. So that was how we met, and then we became friends, and the rest is history.
Amazing. Do you want to corroborate that story?
Well, yes, we met in school actually. But interestingly, we've maintained two versions of how the journey started. She always leave the part where she asked me out.
Tell us that part. We
That's
want to
so
hear that
not
part.
true. That's so no, I don't know how he just came up with that all of a sudden. Like it's actually a very long story. And because we became friends, we unfriended each other. Then after school, we became friends again. He asked me out and all that and all that. And so after a while, he started to say that, oh me, I begged him. And I'm like, but I'm not sure you want to hear that whole story this evening.
Awesome, awesome. Either, I'm trying to remember that adage, either is the water that entered the, what's that thing? But anyway, let me not, mother the adage. But we've been together for 70 years. That's amazing. That's good to know. Awesome. Do you want to share with us, as a family, what is what I'll call a ritual what's one ritual that you daily practice as a couple that has kept you guys going on your journey for in the last 17 years? Maybe not daily, maybe weekly, but what is one ritual that you practice consistently that has kept you guys going all these years?
Okay, so we have quite a number of rituals, but I think that, I mean, to be sincere, there are some that we don't as we used to. We are not as
Judicious.
yeah, as judicious with it as we used to. But so there was the one I would say is that at every point in time where we both get back from when we both we always ensure that we hug each other at every point in time when we are seeing each other wherever it is, whether um even if it is in church or wherever we see each other, after a while of not seeing, we will hug each other. So even when we are fighting, right, and one person gets home, the other person will still get up and hug and welcome each other. And I think that helps a lot, because one thing I believe is that you don't withdraw affection even when you are not in good terms, right?
Hmm.
And yeah, so it's one thing that I think helps. And then this one, we don't do it as much as before. We sleep at the same time, we go to bed at the same time. Like we have pillow talk, yeah, before going to bed, and then we pray together. But I mean, like I said, I will not because of a lot of things anyway. Maybe the children are now growing up, school work and stuff, and then so one of us, mostly me, I can stay back with them, while they are trying to get their things together for the next day. So as much as possible, but it's something that is actually good, and we used to do it a lot back there, that we go to bed at the same time so that we can have conversations. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, over to you, sir. Is there anything you want? Okay, no, I lost both of you. Can you still hear me? Are you still saying something?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear
I
you.
can hear you.
Okay, so over to you. Is there something you want to add to that?
Well, I think she actually captured it well.
Awesome.
The hugging is actually, at least that one is one thing that I can say that we still do very, very well without fail.
Mm.
And when I say hug, it's not like 2 seconds hug.
Oh,
You hug at least, I think we don't count, but
Hug and hold.
if I should try to put a time to it, maybe 10 to like 15 seconds at minimum. So you hug each other, you hold each other, and you stay there. Not that you necessarily say anything, but at least just hug each other and hold each other. We've done that for the last 17 years without fail. Yes, the going to bed together. I think I would say so for me, most of the time now I try to retire a little bit early. Unlike before, that I can stay late to okay, then we now retire together. The craziness in Nigeria these days, could be one just requires a little bit of maybe extra rest. So I try to just retire early. So that kind of
Okay.
distorts us going to bed together,
Hmm.
having the chill. But I think she captured it well.
Awesome. I think I like the hug part though. Let me take my notes. Now I will take it away. Like even when we are mad at each other. Sorry, mad is was mad is so it's like even when we are not, we are maybe in a conflict or whatever, I mean we will hug, just hold the person there so that the anger or whatever will melt away. That's interesting. Thank you for sharing that. What is one thing that your partner has done this year that makes you feel really loved? Okay, because you've been married for 17 years, let me put it in the last 5 years. I'm sure there's something this year, but let's just leave it in the last 5 years. What is one thing that your partner done this year that has made you feel really loved, really special?
I think you should go first.
This year, oh, okay. In recent, I think there are many things, but maybe I would say the okay. So he bought me. One of my love languages gifts. He he bought me a car, and
Oh,
yeah, and I wasn't expecting it until, yeah, I think that made me feel very good.
oh wow, I love that love language. Maybe I should just okay, Mr. Denny. Your
So
turn.
for me, I would say it's something she does regularly. Um, so interestingly, she still did it maybe about 2 3 days ago. She sent me an email, and of course, there are times when you might just be, when you're trying. Okay, of course, maybe as the year is running to an end like this, what I typically do is try to take stock,
Mm,
and there are times when you might just be acting a little bit silly. And what do I mean by that? I might just be saying, this was one of those things that I wanted to achieve this year, or this one did not go the exact way I was hoping it would go. And, you would, the devil just blinds you to see the good things that, God has done for you. But I think probably we men probably fall
mm,
more into that kind of, but she's always very good at, pointing out those blind spots for me. And she does it in a very, um, very nice way. So once she spots that, okay, this guy, what was wrong with him, she has a way of always encouraging. As I said, it's something she does pretty regularly. And
awesome.
I must confess, it really helps me. I, I, I tend to appreciate what I have, particularly in her. She's my she's my biggest support,
Encourager.
biggest thing.
Oh,
Awesome. I love that. Even me, I don't want to say the again, like because yeah, someone will say I'm being dramatic. But yeah, I love it. What are okay, to another question now. As I often ask this question each time I'm having this, event monthly. I ask because of trends that we currently have in the world that we are in. I used to think it's like a Western world thing, but I think that is not. It's just people are people everywhere, and the question is in that in a world, that often prioritize individual success, like I want to succeed, I want to succeed. How has your marriage helped you understand and embraced shared vision and success or successes?
Very good question. Um, I'll try to put it as best as I can. I think so. First thing first, getting married, we knew we're not in a competition. It's partnership. Do you understand? Is there's
Yes.
no competition. And God helped us to actually lay some basic foundation at the beginning.
Mm.
When I say basic foundation, um, so for example now, all she knows how much I earn or how much I make. I
Say
know
that
how much she
louder,
makes.
Sam.
She knows how much I earn or make. I know how much she makes. You know, we when we want to do projects, we both or collectively decide, okay, this is what we want to do. Um, as much as possible, I try to carry her along in every of these things that so it's always like a joint decision.
Mm.
So I would say that has helped us. So I'm not competing with her. She's not competing with her. My success is her success.
Mm.
Her success is my success. My worry is her worry. My burden is her burden. So there is no. I think that foundation alone, has just helped us. So there is nothing like individual success. Yes, in whatever chosen field, I know, and I know very well that she wants me to succeed in whatever it is that in fact, she always reminds me that she goes all out,
Mm.
when it comes to things. And that's the truth, whether it's bringing money, whether it's just something that I've been tasked to do or something that I have passion for, my wife goes all out to ensure that, she supports. So it's not, and even though I don't do as much as she does when it comes to, some of her own things, but as much as I can, I also try to, ensure to support her. And of course, I want her to succeed. So I don't, for us, the issue of individual successes or
It's not
competition does
apply.
not really come up. It doesn't come up.
Awesome. Yeah, over to you, Toby.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's right. I always believe in the saying that one will chase 1,000 and two will put 10,000 to flight. And that when you collaborate, in fact, I believe that a lot of marriages are, I think that there's a lot of maybe if I should put it that way, that the devil is attacking a lot of marriages because he knows what they can achieve when they come together, like the kind of results they can get when they are doing things together, in oneness, in unity, supporting each other and all that. And that's one of the things that the devil tries to attack. So he tries to make us feel like we have individual whatever, we're trying to achieve whatever we are doing individually, or try to put conflict so that you're not coming together to achieve your vision. But when you have a vision for the family and you align your individual visions and goals together, it is easier to succeed at it. And so for us as a couple, because we believe in that, we try to do things together. So when we have a project, okay, how do you do it? This one, okay, you do this, you do that. And then so we come together to do it. And I've seen that the ones we do together succeed more. The ones that
Mm.
we help each other with, you see that this thing is going more smoothly, better, and all that. The ones that we do individually, maybe for one reason or the other, you see that there is slow growth. There is, I mean, it's not as there's no acceleration, which is what you're meant to achieve. Because if you say 1,000, one will chase 1,000 and two will chase 10,000, it means that you are 10xing whatever it is. And I've seen it so many times happen in our own marriage, that whenever we come together to do things together, as compared to if we are doing it individually, the rate of success, the speed of success is always faster, is always very high compared to it. So, as much as possible, we try to do these things together, and it's so helpful. And I would also encourage marriages out there that whatever it is, try to come together in unity to do to support each other. So even if it's my own project, right, or it's my own idea or my own work, once he aligns with it and is helping, I tend to achieve success faster and better. And so for anybody out there, just even if it's for your wife, support. If it's for your husband, support. Do it together. Even if it is their idea, it has become a we thing because we are one. So even if it's coming from one person, because we are one, we are doing it together, we believe it is our thing. And so his success is my success. If he gets promotion, we got the promotion, we're going to spend the money together. It is our success. So let us celebrate it and together
I
and
like how you say you
enjoy
want to
it.
spend
And
the money. You're going to spend the money together.
we're going to spend it together now. So yes, yeah.
Oh, amazing. No competition. And I love how Mr. Dini, right? Did I get your first name right? Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I always felt that your first, even while we were at Airtel, I always felt like your first name was Olumide and your last name is Ajayi. I just got a reset recently, so I'm struggling with not calling you Olumide, obviously.
Anyone, you can call
Olumide, lots of people call
Olumide.
him Olumide, so that's
It's
fine.
fine. It's fine.
Oh, okay, okay, that works.
Anyone that is
Okay.
comfortable for you.
Okay. Okay. So I love how you also went in the direction of course, you mentioned no competition, and then you went to that finance part. I love how it sounded because these days when I hear people talk about marriages and finances, sometimes I'm really wondering why do people feel comfortable talking about them being united in bed and divided in their finances? Like I can't wrap my head around it because I mean, like, what is then unity? Are we saying that our life is less important than our money because our life is basically entrusted into somebody that we're in bed with, right? Because I mean, like, not even let's not even advance it to intimacy and all that, but like we are in that bed together consistently every day and we feel safe, but we're not safe with our finance. So I love how you went in that direction. And then she now, of course, talked about two chasing 10,000, which was one of the visions that God put in my heart as we started this event. In fact, what I believe I heard clearly was that too many couples are not maximizing the power of their unity in marriage. And I love how you touched that. Thank you so much for sharing that. But just a layer to that question, when there are conflicts in decision making, when there are conflicts in maybe agreement on things that you need to do with respect to maybe not projects, maybe anything that you're doing as a family, or even in your visions, maybe there's something that she wants to do and you think it doesn't really sound like that, she's seen a burning bush and you're just really feeling like, okay, no, it's not literally, it's not so that deep, it's just literally. So at that point of conflict, how do you align, how do you ensure that go through that hurdle for the advantage of your marriage and whatever vision that is?
Okay. And I'll say that I think we've passed through that that particular or this kind of situation a lot of times. It's not all the time we always agree about the direction, at least at first. Um, but one thing that I would say is my wife is a very prayerful person. I feel blessed by that. And of course, as a guy or as a man, there are times when I might just feel this is the way, this is the way we should go with this particular stuff. We've talked about it. She still think it's the other way. You should do it like this. You should do this. We've we've been at it for quite a while. You my wife is, as I said, very prayerful, very supportive, and she knows how to communicate. Is one thing she's pretty good at. She will, okay, well, I still think we should do it like this, but if you think it's like this, that it's fine. Just let us pray. Let's do this. She will articulate the stuff, and she will drop it and leave you know. She believes, okay, if this is how he thinks we should do it, she will state her point in as best as she can. She will pray about it and she will leave it. But what happens most time is I start to now ruminate on what she has said. And there's a way the Holy Spirit will just like, can you take a second look at this? What
Hmm.
if we do this? What if you do that? You know, and I, at times I might just like, okay, there's sense in what she's saying. Maybe we should follow. And at times when I still believe that no, it's still this way. We didn't agree initially. But maybe even the conversation when we're having it was a little bit frosty. You know, I can now after some time go back to say, okay, this is what I was trying to say earlier. If we do this, do that, this, you know, I believe that it will play out like this. And maybe the Holy Spirit will administer to her, you know, like, okay, and that's fine. Let's pray
Wonderful.
about it and we, you know, we proceed. And one thing that also helps us is that, at least for me, her fulfillment, her happiness matters a great deal to me. So when she says she
Hmm.
wants to do something, and even if I'm looking at it from a logical point of view, and I'm thinking, oh, let's do that one instead, because I know that this is something that would make her happy, make her fulfilled. Do you get? Of course, all what I need to do is just to rally around. So it's not all the time that decisions are just logical. Some of these
That's right.
decisions that you make in marriage, you know, some of them might just
Sentimental.
they might be sentimental for the
Mm-hmm.
unity, the harmony of the family.
I
You
love
know,
it.
as a man, at times I might just be looking at it. First thing when she wants to do a project, I'll bring out my calculator in my head, try to
ROI.
multiply God bless you, the return on investment. But the actual return on investment is the first return on investment is not the naira and kobo or the dollar and pounds. Is the fulfillment, the happiness, the joy she gets from it. You know, so of course I have to constantly rewire my brain in that aspect to say, okay, first thing, is she happy doing this thing? Is she fulfilled? And once that part is met, you know, we find a way of realigning the decision. And once we decide, we stick with it and we proceed.
I love it. And that ROI sounds like someone that I know. Let me not expose them. So we leave Okay, so let me go to you now. Do you have anything you want to add to that? Thank you so
Yeah,
much, Mr. Dini. That was so enlightening.
yeah, I think he's right. That's actually the way we handle it. There is not, is not everything that will always align, like align with each other. This is what you want. Oh, I believe in it. I mean, there are some that I don't believe in it. There are some that it will just be like, are you sure this is what you want? Oh no, outrightly we go against it, like this is not what. And if we both feel strongly about our standpoint, at some point we have to maybe come back to the conversation and say, okay, let's go and think about it, or maybe it's something I want to do. You might just say, I think that you should think about it very well, right? Go and think about it very well. I'll be like, okay, I've maybe I say I've thought about it. Like you said, if he feels that this person is bent on doing this, and he knows that it's something that will bring about fulfillment or happiness for me, he would probably like, okay, even if it's something that is not so sure. Like you said, sometimes our ROI is just allow this person to do this thing and be happy. Even if it backfires, as long as you know that it's not as if they are walking straight into fire, but
Mm-hmm.
at least you know
Mm.
that they have done it, and they are happy. So that works. If it's something that, for me, how I am, if it's something that I really feel strongly against, and I've told him and I see that he's not bulging, I take it to his maker. And
Mm.
then I think that has worked for me so well. Like maybe something I really want him to do something and he says he's not doing, and he has gone. I might first be upset, but after a while, in fact, now I've learned. I think with age and maybe time and everything, you grow, you get more matured. I think in this marriage thing, compared to when we just started, I'm really, really much more mature than I used to be. A lot of things that for us, I will now I just let it be. you
Mm.
know. And I think that that has worked so well for me. Sometimes I'll tell God that this is this matter, or this is it. And sometimes it's me that the Holy Spirit will actually talk to that. No, leave this thing, don't force it.
Mm.
That's not how, that's not what, just leave it for me. As in, and so me too, I just be like, okay, I have heard you, sir. And
Mm.
so I go ahead and support, or just tell him that okay, this is it. And if it is something that is not meant to, somehow I'll just see that he has turned around 360 degrees, and I'll be like, wow, wow. As in, sometimes it's really a wow matter.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you were saying this. I thought you were,
No.
you know. And sometimes I will tell him, I thought you were, we just say, leave me,
Get
Jare,
away.
we just use that man. And so I think that's how it has worked for us, at least for me. I don't really get upset if he's getting to that stage of my way or the highway. Sometimes that happens. I won't say that it doesn't happen. Before I'll get very upset, but now maybe at first I might just be but there's a way. And I don't know how people do marriage without God, because I think that that's what has helped me a lot, honestly.
Mm.
Because there's a way this will just calm you down and say, just
Leave it for
relax, just
me.
leave
I've
it
got
for me.
this.
Yeah, and you will see that it works out. So some of the things we fight about and get upset about, you see, 1 month down the line, or weeks down the line, or sometimes years down the line, you see that it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. Yeah.
Mm. Awesome, awesome. And I was going to ask you the next question. Thank you for that. The next question was going to be, how your faith has equipped your marriage. But I think that you gave a bit of hints to it. But let me ask the question in this way. What is one thing that God has taught you about himself through your spouse or through your marriage?
Okay, as in what God has taught me about God through my
Yes.
marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's a lot, because I just feel that marriage is a way, I mean, reflecting Christ's relationship with the church, and it's trying to teach us and grow us and, mature us. We are the bride and he is the groom. And so, for my husband, sometimes is like, let me, I mean, sometimes I just trust get to trust his leadership. Like, I don't have to always be in control. I'm the kind of person that loves my independence, love to be in control as well. But my husband too is that kind of person that loves to be in control. And that's the thing. If I tell him a lot of times, I tell him that you love to control, Sha, you know. And, and so I needed to start to learn that, I needed to follow. And
Hmm.
with God too, that's how it is. Like, a lot of times you just need to follow. You don't have to be in control. You don't have to understand sometimes. You don't have to agree sometimes, because don't understand some of God's ways. Why are you doing it like this, God? I was still asking God a question recently. He's like, this was how, not how we said it now. This was what you said. And and but I mean, I'm not saying, he told me some things, and so I have learned to leave control to God, even when I can't understand it. you know that is how it works, and at the end of the day, everything will work out. And
Hmm.
so in my marriage too, I've learned that sometimes I don't need to force it. I don't need to be in control. Sometimes I just allow him to take the lead, and God will just direct the path and direct the outcome in the way that I'll see that, okay, it's good that we went through this path, and
Hmm.
everything. That's just one of those things. Like I said, there are a lot of things that marriage has taught me about God as well. Patience, understanding, and a lot of other things, but I'll allow him to.
And I agree. In fact, the last one she touched on, patience, is one thing that I would say,
Are you saying that?
yeah, no, patience from Patience, tolerance. Of course, those are some of the things you get to learn in marriage. And of course, eh, I would say so many of us will always believe that we're perfect. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you hardly would see the wrong in what it is that you're doing, you know. But of course, her being in my life, um, from sometimes I just say, this thing that you've done to this lady, you were actually wrong. And you still see the way she supports you, the way she loves you, the way she cares for you. And it's just God, the kind of is the kind of spirit that God has put in her. So, and I tell myself that if human being can actually do that, how much more? How much more God? And it just makes me realize that yes, really, there's really no condemnation. There's no that grace. Marriage has taught me grace.
Mm.
I'll just put it that way. Um, Provided you have that, should I call it that repentant heart, and you're willing to actually, you know, do something, do better. Of
That's
course,
right.
God is even when you don't do better, God is still there for you. Your spouse is there for you.
That's right.
We joke and we say, I don't know. I don't know if our audience understand Yoruba, but we'll say things like, "Oh, mi ò rí ibi tí ẹ sí, èmi gan ò rí ibi tí," there's nowhere, we're not going anywhere.
Mhm.
Of course, it's just been God.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh, my next question is basically about how you both keep the spark alive in your marriage. Life is highly demanding and life is busy, and sometimes it's either the children, it's either your career. A lot is happening everywhere in this very fast-paced world. How do you keep the spark alive even in the midst of those?
Okay, let me start.
Okay.
I would say that, so in this part, my wife does the, um how do I put this? My wife does
Weightlifting.
she takes the lead.
Okay.
There's so many things that, um so of course my job is a little bit demanding, um uh, but there are things that she does that helps to put, is like the
The
glue that
system.
solidifies the family, from time to time now. So, like this evening now, what she has said is we decide to go out of our house to go somewhere different, to just spend time together as a family. So,
Hmm.
of course, my wife is pretty intentional about stuff like that. Um, at times, I would see, and when I say this, it also encompasses the children. There will be, so there's this thing that she does too with the children. You hear things like, we listen, we don't judge. So it's an avenue where everybody just comes and just, say stuff. And uh, of course, those things yes, they are fun, but more importantly, it's also a very good way to bring the family together. you know, there are times when I might just see that there's popcorn popping in the kitchen. What's going on? Out here today is movie night. You
Hmm.
know, okay, it's movie night was, of course, as I said, my job could be a little bit demanding, but she's intentional about those little stuff. She would she would say things like, yes, we should go out on a date at least maybe once a month, once, we might not be judicious about it, but when we can, yes, we try to do those little things, just to keep the spark. Part of the things that In fact, this one, uh, I know I'm a little bit guilty, but of course, we're supposed to pray like every day together. But one thing I tend to retire to bed a little bit early most of the time. So I might not really have that time to pray together with the family, but it's something that I want to encourage people to try as much as possible to do. My wife is pretty judicious about it. She does it judiciously with the children. And when I have the time, or when of course, I try to join, but she's judicious about, and I'm very proud of her. But this morning, of course, today, Saturday, everybody was at home. The kids came to the room, you know, and as all of them came, of course, there's already a ritual, let's pray together. So he had to call the others that were not yet there. Yeah, come on, guys, let's pray. So those little things that we try to do together, in my own opinion, are some of the things that helps to keep the spark. Um, and flowing in the marriage. And one thing, before I just drop the mic for her, one thing that we also try to do, my wife does not like sweeping issues under the carpet. So you must discuss it. She's not that kind of person that you can say just sweep something. And I think it's actually brilliant. Of course, when you sweep things under the carpet, most men, myself inclusive, we just try like to just brush things aside. And we believe that, okay, we've moved on from it. But I've also come to realize that you might believe that you've moved on from it, but there might just be, because you didn't trash it out, there might be remnants of these issues still lurking around the cupboard somewhere. And one day the thing just comes out. But if you're able to trash out, have those conversations, they might, no matter how difficult they are, you learn from them, you forgive each other, and you move on. They actually, uh, that's actually the way to go. And she does that. I think I'm giving you so much credit this evening.
But the way I'm hearing my wife, I'm like, dear Lord, where are my commendations? But I love you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing that. But while I pass the question to you, I want to add to your own question, Toby. And the question is that, the way it sounds, it seems like in that area, you tend to lift a little bit more weight for the family. Does it feel like, why me? You to take the lead, has it ever felt like that? And if it never feels like that, why? If it did felt like that, how did you address it?
It feels like that. It has felt like that, and it feels like that still sometimes. And so I think that when it comes to routines, and I believe in routines a lot, and I feel like it helps, and it's part of what I teach couples as well. So if anybody's listening, have your family routine, and please, both of you, both husband and wife must, should, anyway, don't let me say must, should ensure
Hmm.
that they go through it, or they do it at all times. So I think that that's very important. But will there be somebody that does more? I think so. There will, practically in all marriages, one person, does more than the other in some areas. So I just, what I believe is that some people have grace for different things. People have grace for different things. I learned that over the years. Yeah. And I've learned to accept it. So it's not everything that, I mean, if I am strong in that area, there are some areas where I'm weak,
Mm-hmm.
and he will be strong in those areas. So by the time we recognize our areas of strength and carry it without waiting for the other person, I think that that's part of what marriage is all about. I mean, complementing each other. Yeah. So if you are perfect, if you have everything and you have everything, what are we complementing? Nothing. So
Mm.
the compliment is, I am strong in this area, you are weak. Let me strengthen you. Let me cover you. And the other person to, vice versa. So we should stop forcing things. And because that was how I was before, I'll be upset. Like, why are you not taking the lead in prayers? You should be the one calling us for prayer. Or you should be the one. So, when I started to accept that this is my own area of strength, And in other there are areas in which he too is stronger than me and he carries us. And so I started to get more at peace with the whole thing. And so when he does it, I'm happy. When he takes the lead in those areas, I'm happy and I appreciate it. And when he doesn't, I'm not upset. I'm still doing it because God has given me the grace to do it. And I do it with the whole of my heart. I think that is where I am. And
Oh
I've
my.
made peace with that. Yeah.
I love it. I love what both of you shared in that direction. And I thank the Holy Spirit for bringing that question to my heart because I strongly believe that that will be helpful to someone. And I also gained something from what you said, just understanding the fact that you are strong here, I'm strong here. Everybody pull your weight in your direction. The priority here is that we are a team and we are working towards the same purpose, not trying to make the other person to be like you. Wow. Thank you so much. I love that. Okay, I think that I have two more questions and I'm checking the chat box to see if there's any questions. So if you have a question, you can ask them. And please ask them very tough questions. You can see there is a master class that they're dishing out for us. Okay, so my next question is that is there any expectation that you came into marriage with that has become what I would call an unrealistic expectation? And how has that expectation evolved over the years? If there's any, if there is none, just pass.
I would say that we have any expect personally, at least from my own point of view. I wouldn't say there is any expectation that are unrealistic, you know. Yes, of course, there are probably one or two that, you know, expectations that are still work in progress. But
Mm,
is it something that cannot be achieved? No. And I believe that as she mentioned at the beginning, one will chase 1,000, two will put 10,000 to flight.
mm,
For as long as we continue to work together, those, whatever the expectations might be, it's just a matter of time for it to actually come to be. So I don't think we, personally, from my own point of view, I don't know. Well, I think for her, I can speak to one. If I'm going to say one for her, she can add to it. I know she always says she wishes I probably have six packs.
Very
Unfortunately,
funny.
Who did
unfortunately,
you
I've
say
been
that?
blessed with just
Half.
okay. In fact, I was just about to say two,
Facts.
said half. So I've come to realize that
I thought you wanted to say half. I didn't say that's what I said. That's
I've come to realize that that one is unrealistic.
Toby, I hope you don't want to sleep in the garage today.
don't worry. At least it has one and a half.
Oh,
Well,
And I mean, I've
okay.
I've come to accept it. That is my
Yeah,
uh,
like
the
he
same
said
way we
earlier.
now have a Coke bottle.
Mhm. Like he said earlier, you're not, there's nowhere to push you, there's nowhere you're going to. So
Abby,
you're stuck.
yes,
And that's interesting because one of the things that comes to mind is like some of the things we saw in Nollywood, or assumptions of, couples have sex every night, I mean, there are a number of them. Like I've seen movies where the wife, lays on the partner all night, and just be like, this is how this marriage is going to be. By the time you do it for 1 week, and you
Mm.
realize that it seems like the joints and the nerves in that area. So those are maybe on the lighter mood, but maybe there are other things. And I love the direction in which you talked about that. But any other thing that Toby wanted to add before I give another question?
Sorry.
Thank you. I've done well. Oh. It's
Sorry.
scared me since we started, so I thought I was going to do it all the way. I have a bit of cold and
Cold, yeah.
yeah. Okay. So,
Okay, yeah. I think that when I was getting married, I just felt like everything will always be rosy because we love each other so much and all that. So we are best of friends, we're in love, and it will continue to be like that. But of course, I got the shock of my life when the butterflies were not really flying around,
mm,
and conflict started and all that. I didn't like conflict at all at
mm,
the beginning. And so, or maybe he says something I don't like, or he does something I don't like, and I will maybe give silent treatment. I will expect that you must come and meet me and beg me, and all that. And that was what I expected. And I remember I always say this, that the first time it happened, I mean, that it happened again after, I don't know how long. And, he too just zipped up, nothing. I'm like, this one didn't come and meet me to apologize or to ask me what was wrong with me. And till the second day or so, and you went 2 days, almost 2 days without talking to your wife. How? Who are you? Who did I marry? you know so it was, and I think that was an unrealistic expectation, to feel like everything will always be rosy, no conflict, or this person will always see things from my own point of view and all that. And I've learned that that is not always the case. You will always, I mean, there will always be conflicts, and conflicts are okay. There will always be times you don't see eye to eye. There will always be times that you will feel you are right, and it will feel your partner will feel that they are right, and both of you will stand upon the fact that you are right, and love will not be able to fix it,
mm,
except maybe skill and knowledge and humility, and those things that will fix it. It is not love that is going to fix it. There are a lot of things that love will not fix, that we didn't quickly learn or know
mm,
at the beginning, that I'm now realizing that, okay, this is how it is in the real world. It's not
mm.
what we see on like you said, Nollywood, or what we read
Bollywood.
the M&Ps of life back in the days. Yeah.
Amazing. I love that. So, no one is asking you any hard questions. So I'm going to ask you my last question for the day. If there is any advice you want to give to, and I need you're going to share this both for a single and a married person, like if there's any advice you have for someone that is married today or and going through challenges in their marriage, like turbulence, and or a single that is yet to get married but aspiring to get married, what would that be?
I should go first. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for someone that is married going through turbulence, I would say that is so marriage is in seasons. That's what I've realized. Marriage is in seasons. There will be seasons where you know every day there will be a lot of conflict or issues and stuff like that. There will also be seasons where things will go well. But it depends on what we do during those seasons that will determine, are we going to get out of this, or is going to this problem is going to overwhelm us and stuff like that. And then during the good times too, but I won't go there since that's not the question. But when you are facing turbulent times in your marriage, two things or three things I would say would work for you. I don't know whatever faith that they are, but I don't know. I have said it before, how people do marriage without God, because that is who number one instituted marriage. It was
Mhm.
God that established it among man's institutions, and all those things. Marriage was actually established by God. It was God that brought Eve to Adam and said, "I've made you, your helpmate and all that." And he said, "This is the bone of my bone." And so when someone has manufactured something, and you have access to the manufacturer of maybe probably a phone or a TV, and the thing is misbehaving or is not working according to even if you don't have access to the manufacturer, sometimes you just go to the manual, and you are able to see, and then you have the person that has the manual, that knows it in total, that even manufactured it. Meet him, he will be able to help. And that meeting is through prayers and through the word. Sometimes the word will reassure you, the word will comfort you, even when the things are not changing. Sometimes the peace, when you take it to God in prayers, and you are trying not to worry, sometimes it's not that the answer has come, but you will just feel more peaceful. The peace of God, will guard your heart. And it has happened to me a lot of times that I'll be, maybe things will be happening. Oh, sorry, yeah, things will be happening, and I will not be happy about it. And but by the time I come out of prayers, I'm already at peace, even though it has not been resolved. So ask God, pray to God. But beyond that, also, what work are you putting in? Are you learning? Are you, because sometimes is a knowledge gap that we have. And so if we fill that gap, we will be able to, you will be able to address whatever the situation is or the problem is, with just that knowledge, that acquiring knowledge. So how do you acquire knowledge? Listen to people, listen to things like this, listen to people that have gone ahead of you, watch podcasts, read books, listen to messages that can help you fill that knowledge gap. And then if you now see that this is really beyond all that, please see a therapist, a counselor, and get professional help. A lot of times, all these things, you see that it's just insight that you need. You go and see the counselor, and by the time they talk about some things, your eyes are opened, and you are now saying, oh, so this is what it is, this is where I need to fix, this is what I need to do, and you will see results. So take it to God, do your prayer about it, use the word of God to battle it, to war, fill up knowledge gaps, and then see a professional, um, go for professional counseling. Yeah, that's what I would advise anybody. And for singles, shine your eyes well, well. Shine your eye well, well. Marriage is not, oh, I'm in love, I'm in love. I just said it now that I felt like, oh, there's a way to go. When you're in love, everything just flows naturally and all that. It's not like that, though. That love phase, that I'm in love phase, according to experts, is between 6 months and 2 years. After that, it starts to fade. Every other thing is the work you put in.
Mm-hmm.
So don't just sit down and feel like, oh, this person loves me. What are your values? Your values align? Is this person, you need, there's a lot you need to check as a single person before going into marriage. And then learn everything you need to learn it. At least you might not be able to learn everything, but at least invest in knowledge, invest in counseling, in therapy, in healing, because a lot of people are carrying trauma that they need to heal from, and they just
Mm.
carry it into marriage, and they go and start bleeding on people that did not even hurt them. And so, heal where you need healing. So go for therapy when you see patterns in your life. Try to go for therapy and heal from those things. Then learn, and then marry right. Include God in your decisions, then shine your eyes where wear the
Money.
recommended glasses. Don't let your own love be blind. Thank you.
Just to add,
Wow, thank you so much.
just to quickly add to what my wife has said, um, for particularly for unmarried folks, I just want to once again plead, invest in knowing each other very well. Um, there's a place for courtship. The place of courtship is the time or the place where you get to know who this person is. Don't just get swayed by just the dinner dates, the lunch dates, the gifts. Ask questions, very pertinent questions. Listen to what this person is saying and what this person is not saying. You know, watch out for red flags. And when you see red flags that are red flags, please don't be scared to walk away. You
Mm.
know, a lot of people I've seen in the course of many years, you see people who by the time the issues or the troubles that they're currently facing in their marriage starts to manifest, be like, and he's used to do it then. I just did not pay
Mm.
attention to it. So look at it. This thing he's doing, does it align with your values, your vision? And if it does not, please, it is always better to walk away. You have heard this, and I believe it's so true. A broken courtship is way better than a broken marriage.
Yes.
It's better not to be married at times than to be living with some unnecessary trauma. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so, so, so much. In fact, as you were speaking, that song, I'm walking away. It's fine. So you've heard it, walk away when you can walk away because, okay, so thank you so much for sharing. And I hope that we all can see once again that, marriage is beautiful if two intentional people come together and make it work, and I like the different perspective that they have shared. What I like, mostly about the sessions that we have been having monthly is that each couple come with their perspectives, not directly that everyone is seeing the same thing, but it's driving to that central purpose that marriage is beautiful, it can be enjoyed, and we can achieve a healthy and godly vision and just basically live what I always call the Eden life. Thank you so much, Mr. Denny and Mrs. Somebody is saying that you are Ajayi is my friend, and I don't even know which of the Ajayi is, Anyways, thank you so much for coming to honor us on this program, and I wish your marriages the very best. Each time we hear of you, it will always be good news. And I say God bless you. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank
You're
you very much.
welcome. Yeah, bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.